Okay. Begin now.
Good morning. Over the past 6 years, Uber has evolved from a viral app concept into a $62 billion transportation and logistics operation. Now that Uber's share model has been adopted by dozens of multi-billion-dollar companies, and we have expanded into a global force, we've returned today to discuss our internal plan to transition from a share economic model to an autonomous transportation economy, while still retaining the innovative startup environment. This is our first ethical challenge in transitioning to autonomous tech from the rideshare model, to demonstrate that the good and well-being of our consumers outweighs the economic benefits of rideshare contract work. The rideshare economy is important to Uber because it is the disruptive economic model that fueled our viral success in the late 2000s, when rampant unemployment inspired hundreds of thousands of Americans to manually distribute their car to their local community to earn money, while resource sharing has fostered our explosive growth from zero to global conglomerate so quickly. The rideshare model was reactionary to the recession, and therefore is not sufficient for the next decade if Uber wishes to remain a rapidly growing industry influencer. According to Bloomberg Business in February of this year, between 2012 and 2015, approximately 82% of people who earn income from contract work driving for a rideshare app earn less than a quarter of their overall income from such work. Additionally, the vast majority of Uber's regretful, ethically questionable actions, as well as expensive litigation, has stemmed from the utilization of human employees, or rather contractors. Much of the controversy surrounds the classification as employees as independent contractors as opposed to employees, which would garner additional benefits and rights. This took an expensive toll on Uber just today, April 22nd, 2016, when Uber settled a major case in San Francisco, in which they will pay $84 million to some drivers. However, their stance as independent contractors is solidified from here moving forward. The autonomous model places a dynamic radar and computer system at the helm of the vehicle instead of a human driver. And now Taylor's going to expand a little bit on the ethics behind this.
Hi, I'm Taylor Adnan, the head legal counsel for Uber. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes, our head ethics and compliance officer. So, the autonomous model is simply better than the rideshare model from an ethical perspective, chiefly because of safety. The rideshare model was positive because it allowed convenience and that was good for our consumers. And our autonomous model does the same thing. But what it adds is a degree of safety that didn't exist when we had human drivers, simply put, because autonomous drivers or autonomous cars are safer than cars driven by you or me. And that's because autonomous cars don't make human errors, and human errors account for 93% of all accidents. So by moving away from a model where you and I drive, we can reduce accidents. And in the US alone, there are 30,000 fatalities a year caused by accidents caused by human error, and 7 billion injuries, and 5 million accidents worldwide at the minimum reported that can be directly attributed to human error. Now, autonomous cars, why are they superior? They don't text when they drive, they don't have to do their makeup, they don't get distracted, they don't fall asleep. And all of that allows them to concentrate at the task at hand, and that's getting someone from point A to point B. And that's why the autonomous model is superior to the rideshare model from an ethical perspective, simply because we're able to put safety first for our consumers. Thank you.
Transparency and safety are two important action items that enable us to act ethically on behalf of our consumers and our contract drivers by informing them. Uber is a ride-sharing resource, not a mass employer, However, there are 1.1 million drivers categorized as contractors that will likely be displaced by autonomous vehicle technology over the next 10 to 15 years. As the transition from the share economy model to autonomy progresses, Uber has an obligation to inform drivers as well as riders of its plan to incorporate autonomous tech over time. Now, although this will occur over a greater period of time than Uber has even existed, by positioning Uber as a resource of information pertaining to autonomous car safety for both drivers and users, as well as an envelope pusher in terms of garnering a legal environment that is compatible with autonomous technology. This would enable Uber to build market credibility and trust by leading the charge into autonomous tech. And market trust and credibility is an area where we are significantly lacking, at least right now. So, in conclusion, moving from the sharing model to the autonomous model is ethically justifiable for Uber for two reasons. First of all, Uber's policies of transparency remove some or all of Uber's ethical culpability for the potential loss of work for drivers, given the extensive period of time over which autonomous tech will be implemented. Secondly, the massive increase in safety and efficiency for end users outweighs the potential economic harms some drivers may face by losing contract work opportunities. Thank you.
You guys are done. Very good, thanks.
Thank you.
Oxford team, you ready?
Was it?
It's an